It is a hot, dry morning on a plain that no human eye will ever see. A small herd of early mammals grazes near a line of thin trees, calm, unhurried, safe. They are not watching the water. They have learned that the danger lives in the water. So they keep their distance from the river, and they feel clever for it. But this morning, the danger is not in the river. This morning, the danger is already on land, lying flat in the grass, downwind, waiting. Then the grass explodes. A crocodile comes out of the brush at a full run, legs under its body, moving like a hunting dog. The herd scatters, but it is already too late. The reptile is not lunging. It is not ambushing. It is chasing, and it is gaining. Its legs are under its body, driving hard, throwing dirt behind it with every stride. This is not the slow shuffle of a river crocodile. This is a full, committed sprint. In seconds, it runs one of them down in the open, far from any water at all. Everything you think you know about crocodiles just died on that plain. When you picture a crocodile, you picture the ambush. You picture the still water, the eyes on the surface, the sudden lunge as prey leans down to drink. That crocodile is real, but it is not the whole story. It is the tame, watered-down survivor of a family that was once far more terrifying. Because for tens of millions of years, there were crocodiles that did not wait. There were crocodiles built like predators, standing tall on long legs, hunting on open ground. And some of them, the science now suggests, could outrun almost anything they hunted. These are the land crocodiles, and this is the world they ran through. To understand them, we have to unlearn almost everything we assume about their kind. Because the crocodile is not a water animal that occasionally comes ashore. The crocodile is a survivor of a family that once owned the shore and the plain beyond it. For a long stretch of deep time, the scariest crocodiles alive lived nowhere near the water at all. Let's start with the animal you already know, because it is hiding a secret. The modern crocodile looks lazy, heavy, built to lie in the sun and wait. That laziness is a disguise. Underneath that low body are legs that can do far more than most people ever see. Watch one closely, and you will notice it never truly relaxes. The stillness is not rest. It is a loaded weapon, waiting for a reason to fire. Modern crocodiles have 3 ways of moving on land, and most people only know one. The first is the belly crawl, the slow, sliding shuffle everyone pictures. The second is the high walk, where the legs lift the whole body clear off the ground. It looks strange, almost like a machine standing up, but it is the third gait that changes everything. The third is the gallop. Certain crocodiles can bound, front legs together, back legs together, like a horse or a running dog. This is not a myth. It has been filmed. Australian freshwater crocodiles gallop across open ground when they are startled, and it is genuinely unsettling to watch. For a long time, scientists thought this was a freak trick of one species. They thought only that one small Australian crocodile could do it. They were wrong. A study filmed dozens of individuals across many species to settle the question for good. They found that at least 8 kinds of crocodile can gallop or bound. This ability is not a fluke. It is buried deep in the crocodile family, waiting. But here is the twist that matters. Alligators cannot do it. In the same study, no alligator ever truly galloped or bounded. Alligators stand their ground. True crocodiles run. And that split tells us the running gait is ancient, inherited from something that lived long ago. Because modern crocodiles are the calm ending of the story. The beginning of the story is far darker and far faster. Modern galloping crocodiles top out around 11 miles per hour. That is quick, but it is a leftover, a faint echo of what this family used to be. And notice what modern crocodiles use that speed for. They do not gallop to attack. They gallop to flee, to reach the water and disappear. The running gait survives in them only as an escape button, a last-second panic move, used to get away from danger, not to chase it down. But that is the ghost of a hunting engine that once ran in the other direction. The exact same machinery, the long stride and the bounding legs, once carried these animals toward prey. Their ancestors did not gallop to escape. Their ancestors galloped to hunt, and they were built for it from the ground up. So the real question is not whether crocodiles can run. The real question is how fast they used to run before the world made them lie down in the water. Rewind the clock about 50 million years. The dinosaurs are gone. The world is warm, wet, and covered in dense forest. Small mammals are everywhere, spreading into every corner the dinosaurs left empty. For a predator, this is a feast waiting to happen, and a crocodile takes the job. Picture one of those early mammals now, a small creature the size of a cat. It moves through the ferns, quick and nervous, listening for the danger it knows. It listens for the water, because that is where crocodiles are supposed to be. It hears nothing from the water, so it lowers its guard, and it keeps feeding. That is the mistake. The crocodile is not at the water. The crocodile is standing in the trees, on solid ground, watching it eat. Its name is Pristichampsus, and it is a crocodile that has quietly stopped acting like a crocodile at all. Look at its legs. They are long, and they are held straight beneath the body, not splayed out to the sides. This is the posture of a runner, not a swimmer. This animal is built to move fast across dry land, not to drift through still water. Now look at its feet. Its toes do not end in webbed, grasping claws. They end in something closer to hooves. Hooves. On a crocodile, these were built for traction on solid ground, the way a running mammal's feet are built. And then look at its tail. It is round, not flattened into a swimming paddle. This animal was not built to swim for a living. Everything about Pristichampsus points to one life. It lived on land, it hunted on land, and it ran down mammals on land. Think about how strange that is to say out loud. A crocodile with the legs of a runner, the feet of a hoofed animal, and the teeth of a dinosaur. It is a crocodile assembled from the parts of things that hunt on land. Nature took the shape of a river monster and rebuilt it for the open ground. Then there are the teeth, and the teeth are the coldest detail of all. They are not the round cones of a modern crocodile. They are flat, sharp, and serrated like steak knives. Scientists have a word for these teeth. They call them ziphodont, and they're the same kind of blade teeth carried by meat-eating dinosaurs. That is not an accident. In fact, when these teeth were first found, scientists mistook them for dinosaur teeth entirely. They briefly believed dinosaurs had survived the extinction. They were wrong. It was a crocodile that had simply evolved to kill like one. Here is why the blade teeth matter so much. A water crocodile does not need to slice. It grabs, it holds, and it drowns its prey. But a land crocodile has no water to drown anything in, so it needs a different weapon. It needs to open wounds and let them do the rest. Serrated blades do exactly that. They slice deep. They cause bleeding that does not stop. Even prey that escapes the first strike carries a wound it cannot survive. So picture the full animal now. Long legs, hoofed feet, a round runner's tail, and a mouth full of serrated blades. This is a crocodile that chased instead of waited. A predator that treated the forest floor the way a modern crocodile treats a riverbank. So finish the scene we started. The little mammal never hears the hooves come down on the soft forest floor. By the time it turns, the forest is already moving toward it. There is no water to dive into. There is nowhere the water rule can save it. There is only open ground, and open ground now belongs to the crocodile. The chase is short. It always is when the prey ran the wrong way for 100 generations. And for millions of years across Europe and North America, it worked. This hoof killer was not rare. It was common, and it was successful, and it was everywhere. Fossils of these hoofed hunters turn up across 2 continents in large numbers. This was not a strange experiment that failed. This was a proven, repeated design. Evolution had found a formula, and it kept using it. Take a crocodile, stand it up, give it blades for teeth, and let it run. If a video about the monsters we forgot is the kind of thing you want more of, subscribe now, because the hoofed one was not even the fastest thing on our list. Now go back further and go somewhere hotter. Around 100 million years ago, in what is now the Sahara, the ground is ruled by crocodiles. Not one kind of crocodile, many kinds, each built for a different job. And one of them looks like something a nightmare would design. This was a world stacked with crocodiles the way our world is stacked with big cats. Some hunted fish, some crushed shells, some we now think hunted on the open ground. They had divided the land and water between them, like a team of specialists. And the specialist we care about was the one built to leave the water behind. Scientists nicknamed it BoarCroc. Its real name is Kaprosuchus, and it is a crocodile with tusks like a wild boar. 3 sets of dagger-shaped fangs jutted out even when its mouth was closed. These were not teeth for holding. These were teeth for stabbing, slashing, and tearing. It had an armored snout, thick enough to ram into prey, and its eyes faced forward, giving it depth perception, the vision of a hunter that judges distance. That forward-facing gaze is the giveaway. Prey animals have eyes on the sides. Hunters have eyes in front, locked on the target. The scientist who found it studied living crocodiles to understand how it moved. He watched Australian crocodiles gallop at full speed on land, then dive and swim like fish. And in that living behavior, he saw the ancient one. He suggested BoarCroc had the same talent, that it could gallop after prey on open land. A crocodile the size of a large predator, armored, tusked, and able to run. This was not an animal you outran. This was an animal that outran you. Now let's talk about the number in the title, honestly, because the truth here is more interesting than the myth, and it deserves the truth. A cheetah's top sprint is around 70 miles per hour, and nothing on this list touched that. No crocodile ever ran 70 miles an hour. That record belongs to the cat alone. So when you hear that crocodiles ran faster than cheetahs, hold that claim carefully. The raw top speed is a myth, but the idea underneath it is not. And it is worse, because a cheetah does not run at 70 for long. It can only hold its top speed for a few seconds before its body forces it to stop. Its normal traveling pace, its comfortable cruise, is far lower, closer to a fast jog. And that is the gap these ancient crocodiles were built to exploit. A long-legged running crocodile did not need to match a cheetah's sprint. It needed to move faster than its prey could, over ground its prey thought was safe. Against the small, slow mammals of its world, that was more than enough. It was fast where it needed to be fast, and it was patient where it needed to be patient. That is the real horror of the running crocodile. Not that it broke a speed record, but that it turned open, dry land into a killing floor. So forget the number in the title for a second. The horror was never how fast it went. The horror was that it went at all. A crocodile that runs is a rule breaking in front of you. Everything soft in your brain that says the water is the danger has just been proven a lie. For an animal that everyone thought only owned the water, that was a total takeover. The land was supposed to be the escape. These crocodiles made the land the trap. So far, these runners have been the size of a large dog or a small predator. Frightening, yes, but not the kind of thing that keeps you awake. Now that changes. Travel to ancient South America, tens of millions of years ago. Here the mammals had grown large. And to hunt large prey, a crocodile grew monstrous. Its name is Barinasuchus, and it may be the largest land-hunting predator the world had seen since the dinosaurs died. Estimates put it around 6 meters long, over 20 feet from nose to tail. Some estimates push its weight past a ton, into the range of a large dinosaur. We should be honest about how we know this, because we do not know all of it. Barinasuchus is known mostly from its skull. The rest is estimated from its relatives. But even that skull is enough to make the point. It is the head of a monster, and it belonged to a body built to walk tall and hunt. But size is only half of it. This was not a low, sprawling animal. It stood tall, its legs locked underneath its body. It belonged to a family of land crocodiles that had fully committed to life on the ground. They walked with their bodies lifted high, more like a mammal than a modern reptile. And like the others, it carried the blade teeth. Serrated, compressed, built for slicing. The same weapon, scaled up to a terrifying size. For tens of millions of years, this kind of crocodile was the apex predator of a continent. It was bigger than the mammal predators it lived beside. It sat at the very top, now crossed the world to Australia and come much closer to our own time. Here, another land crocodile ruled, and this one shared the world with early humans. Its name is Quinkana, named after monstrous spirits from ancient Aboriginal stories. A fitting name, Quinkana carried itself high and clear of the ground, built for running over rough terrain. And like the others, its teeth were serrated blades, not conical hooks. It could not drown its prey. It did not need to. It wore its prey down over long chases, then let the wounds finish the work. Picture that hunt in the dry Australian heat. The prey runs. The crocodile does not sprint after it. It simply follows hour after hour. The wound does the killing. The crocodile only has to keep walking. It is patient in a way that feels almost human, almost cruel. Think about the timing of that. This land crocodile survived until roughly 40,000 years ago, which means the first people to reach Australia may have shared the land with it. They may have watched a running crocodile hunt on dry ground and lived to tell it. Sit with that for a moment. There may have been people who knew, from experience, that a crocodile could chase you on land. Not from a river, not from the reeds, from the open, from the dry brush, at a run. For those people, the land was not safe either. Nothing was safe. Maybe that is where the monster stories came from. A predator so wrong, so far from the water, that it became a legend before it became a fossil. Because that is the thread running through every one of these animals. Different sizes, different continents, different ages, but the same idea, again and again. A crocodile that stood up, ran forward, and hunted on land. Evolution kept building this weapon. The world kept making land crocodiles. This was not one weird animal that happened once and vanished. This was a pattern that repeated across the whole history of life after the dinosaurs. Whenever the world grew warm and open, the crocodiles rose off the ground and ran. And they kept doing it in different shapes on different continents for tens of millions of years. So here's the question that should bother you. If land crocodiles were this successful for this long, where did they all go? Why is the crocodile of today a low, patient ambusher and not a tall, running hunter? The answer is not that they failed. The answer is that the world changed underneath them. For millions of years, the planet was warm, wet, and covered in forest. That warmth suited a reptile. It kept them active, fast, and dangerous on land. Then the world began to cool and to dry. The dense forest thinned into open grassland. The climate turned against a cold-blooded hunter. A cold-blooded predator on cold ground is a slow predator. As the temperature dropped, the running crocodiles lost the heat that made them fast. Every cold morning, they woke up slower than the day before. Their reactions dulled. Their sprints shortened. Their advantage quietly drained away. And a hunter that cannot catch its prey is a hunter that starves. The cooling world did not kill them in a single blow. It simply outlasted them. Understand how slow this defeat really was. This was not a bad year or a bad century. This was millions of years of losing ground. Generation after generation, the land crocodiles got a little less powerful. No single one of them ever knew it was living through the end of a dynasty. Meanwhile, their prey was changing too. Mammals grew longer legs and faster bodies, built for the open ground. And warm-blooded mammal predators rose to take the land. They could run in the cold. They could run all day. The crocodiles could not keep up. So the land crocodiles lost the race slowly over millions of years. Not in a single disaster, but in a long, quiet defeat against a colder, faster world. And the ones that survived did so by retreating. They gave up the open ground. They went back to the water, and they learned to wait. The ambush was not their beginning. It was their last resort. The still, patient crocodile you know is a survivor that traded speed for silence. But the machinery is still in there. Every time a freshwater crocodile gallops across a road, that ancient runner wakes up for a moment. For a few seconds, the low, lazy ambusher becomes something older and faster. A ghost of the crocodile that once ran down mammals in the open, under a warmer sun. The land crocodiles are gone. But they were not a mistake. They were what crocodiles become when the world lets them off the leash. And that leash is the whole point. Give a crocodile a warm world and open ground, and it becomes a runner, a hunter, a nightmare on land. The crocodile did not stay in the water because it was weak. It stayed in the water because the world took the land away from it. So the next time you see one lying still at the water's edge, look again. You are not looking at a lazy reptile. You are looking at a runner that lost its world. But the crocodile is not the only creature that once broke every rule we assume about it. In the next epoch, we go looking for something that had no bones, no eyes worth naming, and no right to be so large. An animal so big it should not have been able to breathe. A creature that grew to the size of a car in a world with more oxygen than ours. That story is coming, and it is stranger than anything with legs under it. If you made it this far, the deep past is clearly your kind of place. So stay in it and subscribe now. There are more forgotten monsters waiting in the epochs before us.